legislation to benefit women's health issues. And we got a list of them, I sponsored the legislation that required people who have Syrian birth not to be evicted out from the hospital in 24 hours. We said, it was a minimum of 48 hours, or maybe a maximum of 48. But the point was, up until that time, they were sending them home right away. We can't do that. We talked about breast cancer issues. We had issues where we put a bill in, insurance companies hated it, but a woman who under chemotherapy loses her hair. We said insurance companies ought to pay for her prosthesis. Those are women's issues. So what we need to establish is the fact that we have been advocates for women's rights, women's health issues. We've done a lot in that respect.
Senator, we have known you for many, many years, and you have had our support for many, many years, and will continue, because we know that when you are back in the State House where you belong, that all of us have a voice in you. We're very proud to say that not only myself, my son, my husband, and my other children, you have Steve and yourself. I know that you remember, both of you very well, that when our paths crossed back in the late 90s, I believe it was 1996, we were on opposite sides of the fence. I came out as a community activist on an issue that impacted my neighborhood. From the day that I met you, I consider both of you not only to be great leaders in this community, but also good friends. You were there to support me always along my journey as a mom by what you stood up for in the legislature. Our paths crossed through the Homeless Veterans Relief Fund that you worked with. And as a Democrat, I took a lot of heat for working with you. But I have to tell you, having you here today, I'm exactly where I want to be.
Oh, thank you.
And I could not be in better company. And so I want to see both of you guys where you belong. What you did and the legislation that you sponsored, my daughter Ashley was the same age as Megan. And that hit very close to home. What you did protected all of our children.
I came down Nottingham Way. So every tree had a pink bow on it. It just overtook me in terms of emotion. It just, the symbolism was so stark that, I said, we got to do something about this. And of course the community was actors and the whole community saying, this is outrageous that we don't have a right to know at this point. Sex offenders are living next door. So, we just carried it through, but this community thing was really, really where the inspiration behind
Yeah, but you know what? We need a leader, and that you've proven time and time again to be. So.
3,000th door, and we are celebrating that by walking the whole neighborhood here. And Connie, you've been a community leader, and we've worked with you for many, many years. And I think the fact that you're still working with us to reach you as a community, and today helping to get the Inverso team elected says volumes about what relationships really mean in Hamilton Township.
You guys can always count on me. Support from not only myself, but my family.
We appreciate it. So let's go knock on some doors.
Go,
Thanks.